welcome back to the Metals Investment Forum. It's my great pleasure to have a company called GFG coming back. Welcome, Brian Skanderbeg.
Thank you very much, Chen. Happy to be with you today.
All right, good. You just had some fantastic drilling results. Tell us what you have.
Look, we've been busy in Timmins. The results we put out this year, 2 great press releases in January and February, results of up to 10 grams over 16 meters and just reinforces drilling we did last year. So these are results that come out of work committed in Q4 in Timmins. And these are shallow holes. They're being drilled into something we think we can translate into a relevant size deposit. We have more results pending even as well. And we've just closed the book on our financing as well. So I really think it's going to be exciting. But most of all, look, these are great results coming in a really, really well-endowed district with big deposits all around us.
Wow, excellent, excellent. Well, tell us a little bit story about your company. How did you always able to assemble so many good?
GFG, look, gift from God is how it started. And I came into the company as a private company. We took it public back 5 years ago, and our thesis was really around, how do we put these big belts together and leverage our skills and our history of finding ore bodies, which our team has found before, and put it to work in a jurisdiction like Timmins. So we looked all over the North America and really focused on Timmins because we saw a lot of preserved endowment, lots of opportunity, lots of infrastructure. So we methodically put these things together over the better part of 4 years, and we can control now 800 square kilometers, and that's amongst the biggest land positions in Timmins. So we've put this big mass of ground together. Now we're systematically exploring it. And the vision has always been, let's work in areas where we think there's big deposits to be found. Let's work in areas where there's natural buyers. Let's work in areas where there's natural infrastructure. And let's work in areas where we think fit our capacity and have some historic challenge. And Timmins, despite having 70 million ounces of just in the main camp, it's all covered in till. So it's preserved a lot of really optionality. And I think when we look at the camps, we really flagged Timmins as an area where we felt there was more to be found. The entry cost was very reasonable and it aligned with our skill set. After running Claude and finding a large deposit in Saskatchewan, these are the same styles of systems. So that's why we went to Timmins. That's why we formed GFG. We're all leveraged shareholders, and the vision was really to find the next great Timmins gold mine.
Wow, good. Well, you have a good start.
Yeah, no, we certainly do, and we aim to keep busy at it in 2023. And somebody asked me, what else are you really liking in the belt that you're seeing around you? And we have neighbors that are, have some deposits and resources, and they're incrementally growing those, and they are nice big size systems. But there's nobody really that's doing, something new and finding really new things. So I think we're quite unique in Timmins, and I think our timing's been good in terms of bringing a new story to an old belt. But there's a lot yet to be found here.
Well, great. You are doing a big step out. So what are you looking for right now?
Yeah, I mean, we've had some great results like 5 over 25 and 10 over 16 and 1.6 over 70. And that's all tying together quite well. And the way we look at it is like we might have a system that's 500 meters long here, and we've done a lot of work on those. And then we took another 500 meters out there, and we're like, okay, we drilled one hole last year. We saw some interesting geology in it, and it gave us about a peak of 5 grams. And we were like, oh, interesting. The system's still going out there. Then we stepped another 400 meters past that. And, these are big step outs. You can singularly double or triple the system in terms of, what we're finding out there. So, we've drilled a nice hole out there. Visually, it looks very encouraging. There's 2 nice zones in it, 6 and 10 meters wide. And I don't know whether it's 1, 2, 5, 10 grams or what it's going to grade. But I do know it looks a lot like what we see at Montclerg in terms of its style and its character and its shallowness, and it's completely open. Like there's no historic drilling around it. And it is hosted in the same stratigraphy and at the same level that we're drilling off at Montclerg. So I really see a lot of similar controls. We're working under about 15 meters of till. So there's no way to go look at the rocks out there.
Right.
So you've just got to go out there and drill test it. But the geophysics tells us the prospective unit's very continuous in that direction. The signature of it's the same, and we see that as a very, very prospective rock unit. So that's led us to take a nice step out, and I'm hopeful that we can publish some good drill results. We're waiting on 2 holes around Montclerg, and we've also completed 3 holes 30 kilometers away at a target called Aljo Mine. And visually, those look very encouraging as well too. So I would flag it to listeners that, I think we should have some good drill results coming, both as step out holes, whether you're half a kilometer away or 30 kilometers away, and you're still in our land position. So I'm quite excited about what we have to come and to get the drill bit back turning there, which should come here in March shortly.
Oh, excellent. Well, there's in the QA, there's people who are asking what kind of size of deposit do you compare in your neighbors?
Yeah, and I think it's a really good question, and it goes back to why we went to Timmins. And if you looked at most big gold camps and ones in the Abitibi or even across Canada, and you might have a singular deposit that might be 1 million ounces or 2 million, or maybe you got a 10 million ounce deposit there, but Timmins literally has like a dozen, 2+ million ounce systems. Like, they are very populous in this belt, and it's because of the character of the systems and the host rocks and the age and all these various parameters. So I think we're really onto something. And to me, the best example of an explorationist in terms of when you're looking in a belt, you're going to find things, similar scale and size that have been outlined if it's somewhat been explored reasonably. So we're in a camp that has anywhere from 500,000 to 20 million ounce deposits. There's a statistical distribution of that, and we're going to find things in that statistical distribution. I'm very confident we can see 500,000 ounces very simply in the area we started, but we think we can grow this into something significantly larger than that.
Hopefully on the other scale.
We would all be lucky to do that and to be good and to be successful in this business. You do have to be, I think, both lucky and good.
Okay. Wonderful. So we have a little bit time left. Tell us about the rattlesnake.
Yeah,
that's a very exciting new technology coming.
Rattlesnake's an interesting project. So the history of it is about 40,000 meters drilled off there. 100,000 meters drilled off, about $40 million spent. It's a modest size gold deposit. There's no compliant 43101 there. But when we looked at it, we were like, I don't know if we can really push this up to be critical mass yet. It was quite expensive to explore in the estates, and we wanted to come back to Timmins. So we partnered Rattlesnake Hills to a couple of groups, and eventually now it's ended up with Group 11 Technologies. And the evolution of gold mining has gone from underground high-grade mines to open pit mines to heap leach mines. And, this successive technology development has led the industry to mine lower and lower grades in a setting that now includes leaching ore bodies. But the next logical step is, can you take technologies adapted to uranium or to copper and actually leach it in situ? And the partners that we've worked with in the Rattlesnake Hills are really trying to adapt technology from the uranium space into the gold space and look at whether you can leach it in situ. And should they be successful, it would be revolutionary to the space. And they have lots of work to do to prove the technology. We've contributed the asset into a joint venture, and they're working through the various steps of that project in terms of demonstrating technology, advancing through proving whether you can actually in situ mine gold, and then it would be a commercialization stage of the process. So we have a carried interest at the asset level, and we have an exposure through the equity into this private company called Group 11 Technologies. Currently, they're working on proving that in the U.S. I wish them the best of luck, and should they be successful, we will certainly be very beneficial to it. Yeah. And if they, if it doesn't work out for them, we get the project back 100%, and we'll find the right path for it. There's still good optionality and good value there, and I'm very happy to have them as partners, and also to continue to focus on Timmins as our main capital allocation.
Oh, excellent. Looks like you have a lot of pack. With all the financing, you're fully funded. You will have a lot of news coming for the rest of the year.
We are very blessed to have closed a good financing now, and a balance sheet looks strong. So I'm very optimistic for 2023. And, despite the fact we work in an industry that seems a little challenged in terms of momentum, I think we have some really good drivers, and I'm really optimistic for 2023.
Okay, great. Good luck.
Yep. Thank you very much, Chen.
Thank you.